Talking about political baggage, it's a moment for you to address these concerns and whether they were weighty enough. As far back as 2009, I'm always taking you back to these old dates. The Court of Appeal annulled your senatorial election for Osun East, citing electoral irregularities, talked about violence and intimidation. How do you respond to these judicial findings today? And what does it say about the integrity of your past mandates?
Well, the point is that the election was cancelled. We asked to go for re-election, right? And I won the re-election. What again? There's nothing to talk about this now. Because though the court process was fractured, we considered but we realized that elections, the court does not decide the election. The people decide the election on the other side of it. And when we went for election, and I won across massively. I won nearly every booth in my central district. So these things happens once in a while. You win election, you lose election, you have issues on the road. But the point that your person has not changed, your followership has not changed, and your people have not changed, and you made focus, you made decided, and you made available to your people.
But there's a reason they call them political baggage. Also in 2023, you threatened legal action against APC Vice Chair Saliu Lukman. I'm sure you remember, for allegedly defaming you. It allegedly defamed you by claiming you mismanaged campaign funds in Osun State. You also called him a black sheep of APC. What triggered that dispute?
And what
broader message, Senator, does it say about? We're talking about internal accountability in the APC.
What I said that time was that he said I mismanaged campaign fund of Osun State.
Did you mismanage?
I don't even have access to the funds. What's my business with Osun State campaign fund? So that's why I say what does I say at that time?
You called him a black sheep.
Exactly.
Of the APC.
But I didn't have access to it. So that was lack of knowledge from his own part.
But he said he had proof.
I didn't have access to the money. I wasn't the candidate. Where the money come to? I was not the candidate. I was not the governor. I wasn't contesting. So that's just like I said. As I said. Because so when people talk out of nobility, because they don't know what they are saying, I mean, how can a national secretary be continuing in front of a state election? It's not possible. Maybe if I was not governor of my state, maybe if I was a candidate, then maybe not entirely. All money was given to the governor with not single penny to me. So when he just said that, because when you put in a certain people into offices, that's the problem. If you had been a councillor before, you would have realized that acquisition was baseless from onset.
And you say the system no longer favors you. And that's why you're crying foul today, because there was another accusation that you, along with the then national chairman, I'm talking about Abdullahi Adamu, reduced the role of NWC to that of a rubber stamp, which means that decisions were made or being made without proper consultation, and NWC members had little say on the happenings within the party. And today you're crying foul because the system no longer favors you.
Well, these are against you said. Up to today, I still have majority of NWC members with me. And the structure of NWC member cannot
be... reconciliation happens.
What I'm saying is that the NWC constitution or composition doesn't even what you just said now. National chairman, as national, we have two deputy national chairmen from North and South. So how will Adam Abdullahi make decisions without their knowledge? Every decision made will take to NWC. So these are just beer parlor gist or inexperienced people talking rubbish. I would like to say national secretary and the chairman made all decisions. It's not possible. We have a quorum in the party constitution. Without the quorum, you can't sit. And when you take decision as the quorum, I'm just the secretary. I have to convey this to everybody. So these are just by the side. These are things I don't even listen to, because when people are not knowledgeable, they're inexperienced. So I don't really bother about it. So normally I even pity them. Who say that kind of thing.
Who are those making the accusations?
I don't know. I don't know where you get them from now.
In hindsight, Senator, what structural reforms would you advocate, or would you advocate within the party to enable such allegations to flourish?
Well, I think if you have genuine allegations in parties, all of us have a voice. That is, when you get to NWC, you raise the issue. When we are going for an NWC meeting, when we do our agenda, we have to ask for other members what do we have to discuss. And sometimes in our meetings, agendas were drawn and approved. So there are cases where people have accused issues. So it's not just for you to just say something beside the door. Anything done in the WC must be documented and must be taken seriously. So you can't just say that if you are going now, if your name is Funke, they're calling you a Gina, are you going to fight anybody? No. You can't, don't be decided by a baseless argument. It must be substantial. As probably if you get distracted by small arguments here and there, you lose focus. So that is it.
All right. I want to take you back to the Electoral Act, which you referred to. You say it emphasizes that the nomination of a candidate is not solely a party's prerogative. How do you reconcile this with, strong party influence in primaries?
What?
In party primaries.
Well, by the time candidates are cleared.
Because this is not just about the APC.
Yeah.
It happens in the PDP, Labour Party, exactly. And other parties.
It was experience of imposition or disqualification recklessly that made the electoral to regulate that. Look, when your aspirant must be cleared. When you go for party primaries, there be people from INEC to witness the primary. So that will regulate the party primaries. So, but in the case where you didn't go to party primaries or you are not allowed to go to primaries, so that's entirely. So the Electoral Act was very clear. But in those military regime, those time of Yana Bacha, that's why you see people disqualified, even on the day of election. Those days, just say maybe in the morning of election, say you are disqualified. So those things are taken care out of experience that we may have made it clear. And this rascality is always been with parties. Like I said.
Was this happening even when you were National Secretary of the APC?
No, I said earlier on. I said, look, even presidential primaries, the people who are motivated that we have to discover some aspirants. But look, I was secretary, I said, look, it is not possible. Don't go beyond the law. This is what the law says. Don't let what we know, we have to run far about it. When there was a thick, when there was thick influence, thick conversation in that direction, I had to invite the provost of Agricultural Academy to witness the place and to be alerting me when they want to go off track. And I came there to look, gentlemen, the screening committee of the party is internal arrangement. Check their documents, check the papers. If there are things to be done, you let them know. So that is why I know that. But at my level, I'm a mathematician, I'm a tactician. I feed documents for the president, I feed for the vice president, for the governors of this nation, and everybody. So they said that president on his agenda speech said it that day. Said he want to thank Yola Mishori to ensure that we comply with INS guidelines. INS guidelines are more stringent than the party nomination. So what talk about?
Let's stay on this, Senator, because like I said, this is not an APC challenge. I mean, we have same challenge with PDP and other political parties. But if nomination is not a party's exclusive right, why don't you think political parties still wield enormous power over who emerges as a candidate?
No. Disqualification, not nomination. Disqualification of candidates are not prerogative of the parties. But the prerogative of the party are the primaries. So the party can control primaries, direct, indirect, or consensus. So whatever the party adopts is what they're going to use. So the finality stays with the party at the level of primaries, not at the level of screening.
All right. So should aspirants rely more on the law or the party structure when they feel cheated during primaries?
Because there are Supreme Court judgment that says that before you can even go to court, you must explore the party structure of complaints. Like all of us now that were disqualified, we went to the appeal. So appeal committee, we met with them. They have to write their report. So some of them will upturn the report, some of them will not agree with the screening committee. But unfortunately, I want appeal committee up to the most of them their report. But we need there was some crisis among them. Some felt that no basis for disqualification, the other felt otherwise. So, and you can see that I'm working towards a trajectory.
All right, so back to you, Senator. It looks like you're no longer going to court. So the state leadership of the party is waiting or would have to wait for or act on the president's advice. Where do we go from here? Well, what should your supporters be expecting?
No, we have to tell our supporters that, look, the president has spoken, and as party members, they have to work with the terms of the presidency. So, and if the disqualification is reversed by the party, we remain ourselves. If it does not, then we have to go to court.
Do you think a new date would be announced for the party primaries?
No, I'm not sure. Because ordinarily, even in the party constitution, that's APC constitution, section 21, subsection 4, says that when you go for an appeal, that in the wisdom of the party, in the wisdom of the fair play of the party, that all actions must be stayed until the finality of the appeal. You know, this is the position of the party. But now, if they go ahead with it, that means that they are running against the family of the constitution of the party. But we need development now that the president has already gotten involved and arranged for a consensus candidate. Those have been overtaken by events.
All right. So
but these are just for records, for posterity, and for future.
So what's your message to your supporters who are at the moment upset, angry, and who also feel betrayed?
Well, like I issued statement to them about a few days ago, I've called the meeting of my supporters for tomorrow. So I have to talk to them. Then we interact because supporters, no, we have because they're not my staff. So we are colleagues in that in the group. So we interact with them, we bring ideas with them, and we let them know where we are. And all of them are party men and party women. They have to follow the line.
Senator, what do you want to be remembered for? It's a long time coming.
Well, I want to remember for that I'm a very frank person. I'm very frank. I say it as it is. And I don't abhor all forms of animosity on their speeches or backbiting. That was why I said I met Mr. President. I said, Mr. President, you are the leader of the nation of the party. You have the right to decide. But it is for us to let you know what's on ground. You must know what's operative. So you cannot take an informed decision based on our own input to you. So nobody must cage you to now feed you with wrong information. Because there is tendency that if his parents is not exposed to know all this, even apart from party, even policy of government, ministries of this thing, if they don't meet and exchange ideas, they will take on policies. So all those things have to be factual and frank. And they are to Mr. President, and I told him exactly what I'm telling you now. And I said the finality of the decision lies on him because of his own wisdom.
Lies on the president.
Exactly.
All right.
So all the same, but I will not fail to let him know that these are the issues. But I mean, like I said, that look at the photo opposite yesterday. Now, no single Osun State leader was there. So I mean, Mr. Electoral would have invited some leaders in Osun State to go to the president as well. So they now look at it. He can't sit at home. But the moment he appropriated Osun State to himself and believed that all this can be done by himself alone, it's a problem. And the last election we held that they lost in the Central District, out of 10 local governments, he lost 9. So how can somebody of that stand impose candidate on others? So those are the issues. I just I mean, I don't have any grudge with anybody. I just want us to make sure that we win that election coming. Because 2018 was a difficult task. 2022 was the right off. So if you don't change our strategy, you go by the same method, the same thing. The person is sponsoring was Commissioner for Finance dying. If a governor fail election to a candidate, and you are not bringing Commissioner for Finance after 4 years, what is going to change?
I mean, that's politics. But also, I want to take you up on national politics before I let you go tonight. A few minutes to go this evening. APC now controls 27 states. And if I'm to go by what the Minister of Information said, it says they're expecting 4 more governors by 2026. Is this good for us as a nation?
Well, nobody is forcing people to come and join APC. I'm sure you know. Nobody's forcing them.
I don't know.
Nobody's forcing them. That's reality. And as a party, if you are coming to join our party, we will not say no to you. We will not encourage you not to come. And it is our own plus for your own party to diminish. And in the Electoral Act too, they say you cannot change party except you have factions in your political party. That's the Electoral Act. Luckily for all the people coming, governors and senators now, their political party has been fractured. So these are the basis for changing parties. So if they feel comfortable, they are believing what President Bola Tinubu is doing, and they feel they are safe with the APC. we cannot stop them. And you know, the beauty of it is that even when there's no opposition outside, there can be opposition within the party. It's always like that.
And back to Osun State, I just remembered most of you worked against the coming of Governor Adeleke into the APC. I'm sure you must be happy that he's now with a court party.
Well, I wasn't working against him.
You called him an orphan, a political orphan.
Yeah, I wasn't working against him. I just told him that if he wanted to come to APC, he should follow the procedure. You know, he resigned from his ward in Ede. He just applied to his ward in Ede too. So let him just come to us. Then we now start discussing. But at that time, he was trying to come from the top. And I was getting pressures from other people that, look, this guy want to come. You should allow him to come. So but my own was that I don't mind him coming, but let him follow the procedure. Come to the state, let us talk and discuss. All right. So being an orphan that time, eventually now, even that time, PD was not this bad. Because after that, I said that PDP now into factions. So like a prediction.
All right. Thank you for speaking with us tonight. It was great hearing your own part of the conversation and how you feel about the whole debacle. Thank you, former Deputy Governor of Osun State, two-term Senator, and former National Secretary of the APC. Thank you so much, Senator Sen Omisore. Thank you for speaking with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
And thank you very much for joining us on the program tonight. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But before we go, let's tell you that the views and reactions of our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Meanwhile, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at 12:30 a.m. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG and at Olajumoke using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News NG. I am Olajumoke Olatuji. Good night, everyone. I'll see you again tomorrow.